Good morning and happy Friday. Um, we're going to continue looking at our ghost gear. Let's see, what have we done? We have built a custom post type, added custom fields, created a query block that outputs the list view or the archive view that you see here, as well as the single view that you see here. And what else? And we've done repeater field. Yeah. So this is the repeater field. And yeah, that shows all the stuff in the repeater field. Yeah. So I built this short code that outputs what advanced custom fields returns. So when you go call that field, it returns these values, and you can get them in different ways using the dynamic tags in GenerateBlocks. So today, by the way, I'm Addison, and we like to build fun web stuff. Or we try to. And this is, I think, part 4 in our deep dive into advanced custom fields and generate blocks. I thought today it might be fun to look at, if I can find it, relationships, taxonomies. I want to look at taxonomies because I'm realizing that is post object. So there are some different ways to do relationships. I know it calls all these relational, and that's true. We might look at what that returns because I'm kind of intrigued if we could get that to work with GenerateBlocks. Because one of the things I like to output, and here we go on a tangent, is something I find handy is, say you want to output a list of categories, or custom taxonomies, whatever you want to call them. And then beneath each one of those category headings, you want to output the posts that you've associated with those category headings. So you can imagine if you have a shop, for example, or a store, and one of your categories is shirts, so you can output a big heading that says shirts, and then under that you want to output all of the shirt entries that you've categorized as shirts, and then pants, and then caps, and so on and so forth. I don't think there's a way to do that out of the box, at least with taxonomies. You might be able to do it with relationships, but I'm not sure. Anyway, we're going to look at relating other entries to a post using advanced custom fields. So all this means is, you may know what it means if you've ever tried to do this. So say we're looking at this ghost trap, and I think for our purposes, since we already have the stuff in here, I think we have weapons. Yeah, Star Wars weapons, I think. We're going to relate Star Wars weapons to Ghostbuster gear. It won't make sense, but it's something I already have built in here that we could do. So it's essentially taking one custom post, one post type of anything, and then picking other post types and relating them to that entry. So we say want to relate a blaster pistol to a ghost trap for some reason, but that's what we're going to do. And so what you get, and then there's this bi-directional thing that we may try. And all this means is it lets you, when we add the field, it will show it in both places. And is there something you have to do? No, maybe not. Editing field group, supported field types will display a new advanced tab with blah, blah, blah. When enabled, you'll be able to select one or more target fields. Yeah, you used to have to do this with a big chunk of code, and now you can do it not with code. You can do it directly in the plugin. So anyway, so let's go back to Advanced Custom Fields, and we're going to look at the fields we've associated with our ghost gear. So let's look real quick. So the ghost trap that we're looking at, we have, of course, the title for the post, and we're using the featured image to do the image. But then we have a quick description that is shown on the list view. So here's that quick description, and the full description, which you can read when you go to the single view. And then we have this repeater field for item attributes, which I kind of made up just so we could, last week we dove into the repeater field and how we can use that with GenerateBlocks. And we also have this embed field to drop in a YouTube video, a clip that shows the ghost busting gear in use. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm getting stopped up. I must be allergic to something, or I don't know. Yeah, so now we're going to go back over to our advanced custom fields and look at our field groups for our ghost gear, and I've called it ghost gear data. Yeah, so now we're going to add a new field. Let's do this browse thing. So let's go to relational. So again, we're going to relate data, essentially another post type, to our ghost gear. And we actually did that under team way back. So like if I look at Luke Skywalker, I need to update that. These are related. So we picked weapons to relate to Luke Skywalker. And I could just show that again, but I thought we'd just build one from scratch. We're going to, as we like to do, look in the database and see what is actually happening. And thankfully, I am crazy busy, so I always try to keep it short, and I never do. Anyway, we have some different ones. So post object, let's see. Customizable UI for picking one or many posts, pages, or post types. So I think it really just changes the UI. Page link, interactive drop down, select one or more post pages, custom post types, archive URLs with the option to search. So I think it's just the interface. I mean, taxonomies, maybe that's probably a separate video, but I do want to play with that. So which interface do we want to do? So it doesn't show. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, so this is the interface that I normally select because it lets you see the ones that are available and see the ones that you have related. It just feels like it's the UI I kind of prefer. Whereas, I just go back. Yeah. Whereas like, not page link. Not link, page link. Page link. Yeah, it's really just a select drop down, and that's fine, but I guess it's cleaner. And the post object is similar to that. It's very similar to that. The post object field creates an interactive drop down. Select one more post, pages, or custom post types. The field uses select two to enable search. So, gosh, that's almost its own deep dive video. So we have post object, page link, and relationship. That's the one I was on, relationship. Post object, page link. I thought there was one like that too. Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. Let's take a quick look. I think we can switch back and forth. At least the way we're going to do it. Or we're not going to add a lot of data, and this is a test site anyway, so I don't have to worry about losing anything. Okay, so field label, what do we want to call it? Related Star Wars weapons. Because why not? Okay, so let's keep this somewhat succinct, and I prefix it with GG because Ghost Gear. Related Star Wars weapons, that'll work. Okay, so post types. I do want to, I don't want just any post type. I want just, the weapon, post status. Only show me the published and taxonomies. Nah, we're not going to worry about that. And we do want it to return a post object, not just the ID. And yeah, I'll show you that. And let's do select multiple. Okay. I think that's all we want. We don't want it required. I don't know. If it is empty, it will return, or we'll see. Yeah, I think we're good. Wait, it is included in the bidirectional. There we go. Okay, so that's where we will need to. Well, first of all, let's jump into Ghost Gear and let's see what that looks like. Not quick at it. Okay, it's all the way down. We only have 2. Okay, yeah, that's the way I thought it would. Oh, I'm having a lot of trouble controlling my mouse today. So, and can we? Yeah, and you can rearrange them. Okay, so there's that, and that's nice and clean, I guess. Can I update it and then change it? Because I think they return the same thing. Let's see. Ghost Gear data. Okay, so if you know what, it's gonna flat out lose the values. So let's just add another one. Let's do a relationship, and we'll do this. And again, we'll can't spell, do the weapons post type, just the published ones. Filter. Okay, so we don't need post type or taxonomy. So if you were allowing multiple post types and taxonomies, you could search by those as well. But we just have one and no taxonomies. Again, we want the post object return. So it's going to look something, or you'll see. Sorry. And again, everything can stay the same. Else be displayed in search results. Nah, we don't. Yeah, it is kind of cool. It shows you a little thumbnail of if there's a featured image. Whoa, that might be kind of cool. No conditional, advanced. Okay, there's that bidirectional again. We'll come back to that. Let's just see the difference. Okay, Ghost Gear. Well, let me look at weapons real quick. Yeah, there are only 2. Okay, that's fine. We can make that work. Okay, so this is what I meant. So I can just click it, and I think it takes up more room in the interface, but it's kind of especially if you have lots of different things to choose from. I kind of like this interface better. I don't know, that is nice and clean, especially if you only have a few things to choose from. Sorry to be so wishy-washy. So pick whichever you like. We're gonna go. I'm gonna stick with the first one we did, even though this is the one that I normally use. Well, let's. You know what? Let's take a quick peek and see exactly what they return. So now we're gonna go to our template. I think I remember the related. Yeah, I do. Okay, so let's look at the single template view, and I have a shortcode that will return certain values. Show return meta value. So GG. Whoa, stuff's still loading. GG related SW weapons. Okay, let's look at the first one. Or you know what? I think we can just go ahead and do both. I think this will work. I'm not prepared for this at all. I'm truly flying by the seat of my pants. Hey, look at there. Okay, so post object. So it returned. The great thing about this is we can use a post meta query block and loop through this object and snag these different values out of it. So, but where's my description? Well, that's interesting. Okay, so let's see. Is it the same thing? Is it returning the same thing? So ID, post author, post date, GMT, post content. Oh wait, no. Post content, post title. Okay, it does. It looks like it's returning. Wait, did I go? It looks like it's returning the same thing. Post content, post title, post excerpt, post status. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, for the most part, it does look like it's returning the same thing. So we can use either. So we'll stick to the first one just and get on with life. And then we're going to set up that related that bidirectional. So ghost gear data. Let's. Oh, you know what? To keep things clean, I'm going to delete. Otherwise, they'll just be lingering out in the database. So this related Star Wars thing, or this one, if I were to leave these like that and then go delete this field in Advanced Custom Fields in ACF, we don't know what ACF is. Pretty sure it would leave the relationship data just out in the database, and I don't want that. I mean, not that it's going to really hurt anything. It's just housekeeping. There's probably a plugin that'll clean that stuff up. Okay. ACF, ghost gear data. Let's ditch this one. Yeah, there's two. So let's delete that. Yes, please. Now let's go to field groups. And we're going to go into our weapons fields. Now, oh fudge, was it a post object? Relational, yeah, I believe it was. Post object, related ghost gear. I did weapon. I just did flat out weapon. Okay. And ghost gear. Again, we'll do published. Please return a post object. And yes, allow select multiple. And bidirectional. Related Star Wars. Is that right? Wait. What the heck? Why is that? Why is there two? Why is there two? Did I not save it? Or is it still hanging out in the API? Okay, I think it should be that one. And to be honest, I don't know if I have to go back and tell it we are going to do this. Oh crap. Okay, so I didn't save it. So let's go over here and bidirectional. Related ghost gear. Star Wars related ghost gear. Reference it. Okay. Not save it. So let's go back and check that. Weapons. Advanced. Yeah. Okay. 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 So now, so what did we do? So we added it in Ghost Gear. So now let's go check weapons and blaster pistol. And I think no. Okay. Then let's maybe now we have to go to Ghost Gear, go to Ghost Trap. So now we've told it to be bi-directional. So now maybe we update it. It's going to go do its stuff. And now we go back to weapons. Blaster pistol. And it's still not showing. Okay, well, I don't want to get bogged down in that. Let's look at... Okay, hang on just a second. Let me look at something. Okay, we had it right. All it was that I needed to delete it and re-add it. So now if I go add lightsaber and go to update, and now if we jump back over to weapons and go view lightsaber, it'll show Ghost Trap. And so will blaster. And I can also say proton pack. Update. And then I can go to the proton pack and Ghost Gear and fingers crossed. Oh, no. Yeah, that's right. It shows blaster pistol. Yes, that is correct. Okay. So we're good. We're good there. We're good there. I don't even have to update because it's going to work. So now let's refresh this. And, ooh, it's going to have a boo-boo because we removed... Oh, it's just blank. Okay, that's fine. One thing I did want to check is why it's not outputting... It's not outputting meta. It's just outputting... Okay, we'll have to... see what's going on there and see if it works the way I expect it to. So yeah, that bi-directional stuff, sorry, that was a tangent. That was a rabbit hole for sure. So we did post object. I don't know if anything in this is going to be helpful to us. Yeah, so it's returning the object, and that's what this shortcode shows. So let's go actually make it happen in the layout. Let's see. In real quick, while we're doing this, let's take a look, like we do, at the database, and let's look at post. And what do we got here? The Ghost Trap. That is post item 598. So select data, edit, where post ID think that's right. No. Oh, wait. Where fudgesicles? It's just ID. Wait. No. Sorry. We want to look at post meta. My bad. So, yep. ID. What? It was 598. Syntax error. Just a second. I wasn't supposed to include the limit or whatever was there. So here's 598. So we're in the post meta. So this is where custom fields are stored, the data for it, and we get the meta key. So here we have the quick description. Here's the movie clip. That's that YouTube URL. Here we looked at the repeater field last week and how it stores based on the array and the subfield name. The array. What do you call that? The array. Key value. Anyway, arrays start with 0 and 1, so there are 2, so you get it there. And anything with an underscore is used by advanced custom fields. Without the underscore is the custom field name that we reference for our output purposes, for snagging the value. Attributes. Here we go. Related weapons. And I'll be honest, this is not what I expected, but it should have been. So we get, let's take a closer, well, no, there is no closer look. That is what it is. So we get, see, it's still hanging out. That 2 is just empty. So that's fine. We're not going to worry about it. We could delete those, but whatever. So this is, you've heard me say this before, it's a serialized array. So it's a way of storing an array of data. And all it is, so the letter is a reference, just A is the first one. 2 means there are 2 items in this array. And then we get the count, or I'm sorry, it is the count. So I is 0. Arrays begin with 0. So the first item is an array. It is a string of 3 characters. And it's a string. It's actually the ID of the post that it references. So it's 236. Okay, so then we get item 1 of this array, and again is a string of 3 characters, and the value is 234. So we don't really need to worry about that. That's just how it's stored. But if we were to go into the posts table and look up 234 and get rid of that, where I think now it's just ID, close 234. Yep, it's the lightsaber. So it's referencing the lightsaber post, but it doesn't have all of the meta fields associated with it. It just has this stuff. So that's what I'm wondering about when we go to output our information. So it'll be interesting. So let's go find out. Okay. Let's go now to our elements. Let's go to our Ghost Gear single template. And let's have some fun. So it's going to spend some time loading. We're going to delete that. I'm going to switch to this view. So again, we're faced with this dilemma of we have a bunch of template placeholders, but we're not getting a preview. I haven't figured that out yet. So sorry. But we're using this content template loop, and we've told it to only show or be used when we're looking at a single post type of Ghost Gear. So what do we have here? We have the back to all Ghost Gear. We have media. So let's move this up here, and let's see if I can use my short code. So not my keyboard shortcuts, not my shortcodes. So Control Alt Y, and it will add yes, awesome. So let's add another query loop. Let's start blank, and our query itself, let me switch to the block, is going to be a post meta query from the current post, and the meta key is not footnotes. It is, oh fudge. What did we, GG, related SW weapons, not weapons add. Okay. Well, this is going to get tricky, and we're going to switch that to -1, so it will display all at all times, no offset. Let's see, item attributes query. Let's rename this just for some good housekeeping to related Star Wars weapons query. That's long, but it shows. Okay. Okay, now we have a looper, we have a loop item. We're going to start by just adding the name. So let's go to our dynamic tags, and we're going to choose loop item. And the index, okay. So here's what we have. So if we loop over this object, so this is the first item we're going to loop over. So we should have all of these values available. So we're going to choose post title. So remember our dot notation. So post title. I'm starting to doubt whether I'm doing this right or not. Yeah, let's do an H3. Okay, let's just see what happens. See if I'm on the right track, because if not, I'm going to have to pause it and go remind myself exactly what I'm doing. Yay, that's right. Okay, awesome. Good deal. Okay. So that is the name of the related items. So let's see what else we can get. Can we get... We've got to be able to get more than this. There's no image or custom field. So what? The image would be a featured image. How would we reference that? How would we reference that? Okay, so again, was it Control Alt Y? Yeah. An image, is that? No, there we go. Okay, so let's go here, and again down to the, wait, I do featured image. What is featured image? Okay. I don't know if this is going to work. How in the world did I'm going to have to go back and look. Is that it? I don't think that's it. Let's see. I've done this before, but I don't remember what I did. No, that was not it. Okay. Okay, hang on just a second and let me check something. Oh, y'all, I was making this way too hard. Naturally. Okay, so we don't have to do all that stuff. Get this. Just do post title and leave it as current post. And this is just featured image. And we can do medium. Yeah, so it GenerateBlocks again to our rescue. It It does the stuff for us. So it isn't okay. So it is good to see what it's returning, but somehow in its infinite wisdom, GenerateBlocks, the query block for a post meta query, even though this is a related field that doesn't have all the data, it's they've done all the hard work. Of course, of course. What the heck was I thinking? Is that got enough? Sorry, I'm gonna add. You know what? Let's. Okay, what is it? Control Alt Y. Let's add a spacer. We'll just leave it. Yeah. Yes, I do use these every now and then. So these have a description. Okay, if I do Control Alt T, it'll add something to the top. We're gonna throw in a quick grid, and that's not right. That's not right. Quick grid, quick layout. Let's do something like that, but we're gonna make it 2 and 4, and we're going to troll this image right here, and we're gonna add another text. Let's make it a div, and we're gonna pull in post meta from current post. Oh, what is it? What I'm pulling? Okay, we're gonna cheat because I can't remember what I call them. Go back to advanced custom fields. So I'll be honest, when my headspace this morning, this is not what I expected. I expected it to be more difficult, but as you could see, we could pull the data by looking at that object that it was returning with my little handy dandy short code. Go to weapons fields, weapon description. We're just going to copy that. Weapon description. Okay, there we go. Link to nothing. Insert that. That's way too big. That's way too big. Do I have any small text? I haven't looked at these styles in forever. This style Jedi smuggler section text. Okay, let's just make it small. No need to get 0.8 rim. Sure. Oh. Yeah, okay. And if we go back to my ghost gear, let's look at ghost trap. Ooh, that's a little bit of too much space. So yeah, so there you have a very simple, we've shown some related data. So these are posts that live elsewhere, and we were able to pull them into our post. And you know what? We could also, do I have a, wait. I don't think I've set it up. So, but we could also now set that up for our weapons, which are actually linked. But yeah, I haven't built anything. So that's, yeah, never mind. So let's see, what can we take away from this? I'm going to come in at under 50 minutes at least. We're almost at 40 minutes. I think this is really all we need to look at. Somehow, again, in the magical world of GenerateBlocks, it is using its wonderful abilities to just, to pull in the data for our related post types using standard custom field. Using the standard tags. So we didn't even have to do anything fancy that I thought we are going to have to like dig into like the dot notation and stuff. And I mean, you can, but you can get to all of this. Post title, book assignment, post date, post author. So what does it do? Okay, just for giggles, let's try something here. Let's see what. So if we pull in, let's say, post date. That sounds like some good terms list. That's something I want to. Oh, no. That's not what I'm thinking. Author, media, archive, option, term, site, labor. Let's look at post date. It gives us a way to format it. Insert. Okay, now I just duplicate. Control-Shift-D. Man, I've got to learn these. Okay, so let's go back to this. Delete that. Don't go away. Just okay. Now let's go to loop item, and let's dot post date. And let's see the difference. Because I know one lets us format it. So is the other going to output raw? Yes, indeed it is. Okay. Post date. Oh, format. So I can change that. So let's say FJ. Was it like that? Okay, so date format, that is a parameter or a way to modify it. So can I do that? No, you cannot. Huh. Okay, well, that's interesting. What else could we snag? Oh, one thing I do need to go over. Maybe not this time, but there is a ceiling I've hit with doing stuff like this. So nested relationships or nested repeaters, galleries, things like that. Let me see. So we have a repeater here. Hang on just a second. Tell you what, I'll be right back. Okay, we're almost done, and I was wrong. So I quickly copied the stuff from our Ghost Gear post type and quickly whipped up a single template for the weapons because I wanted to check, first of all, that bidirectional, and it is picking up on the related. So, we went to the ghost trap and related the blaster pistol to it. Well, now if we go to the blaster pistol, the ghost trap will show as related to it. And not only that, it did indeed pick up on the repeater field. I did not expect it to. Holy cow. So, and maybe that's an improvement over something I tried last time. And now, oh boy, we've got to go deeper on that at some point. Not this video, because yep, I'm doing it again. So this is the single template now for weapons, and I've dropped in the related Ghost Gear query. So we're looking at it as a post meta query, looking at the current post type. We've told it to look at the meta key for weapon related ghost gear. That's the name we gave that field. And so now it's pulling in that data through the loop. And again, all we're having to do here is give it the the post title. This is the featured image, so we can look at that. So it's just featured image where we've given it the size, and it's going to drop in the which thing do we want from the image. We can do all the things. And we're getting the post meta here. That is the description, GG full description. That's the name we gave it. But then we added another post meta query. Oh, you know what? Look at that. So I might be able to, oh, it's about to kill me. Maybe. So I forgot. I had the post type selected for a preview on that other template. Oh, so that might be what does us in. So let's see. Oh, all my hopes might be dashed to pieces. Oh, okay. Never mind. I was excited over nothing. So there is what I expected to happen. It's not going to find it. And this is killing me. I was so excited. But I get that this is a hard thing to do. And there may be some way to set this up that I haven't figured out yet. There may be. And I think I posted this to the forums. And, they had told me that it just wasn't possible yet. And I can see why. And I tinkered with, doing some custom stuff in a short code here or there to see if I could pass along the right value, but it wasn't happening. So anyway, I'm sorry to leave it on that. I was so excited when I thought it was working, but I'm glad I saw that I had left that selected post in that was trying to make it work. So current post. Yeah. It's not a post query. It's post meta. Oh, so this is that repeater field that exists within the post. And I think one of the ways I kind of cheated it was I could do that maybe. And it could show, I'm probably going down a bad rabbit hole again. Yeah, so I'm not going to do that. We'll come back to that when I learn more, or maybe I can do a video to show why it's not working. At least, I'm not going to dig into the plugin code and all that. But so anyway, we did manage to get our ghost gear working and show some related data. Let me do the proton pack because I think it had something a little bit different. Yeah, there's our blaster pistol. Is that right? Is that all we were showing? Or this one showed too, the blaster and the lightsaber. Yeah. So anyway, that does cover relationships and a way that you can pull in data from one post type into another post type. And I'm sure this can come in handy with WooCommerce. You can build your own way to show related products if you choose to do so. But whatever you're doing, it may not even be related. It may just be, I guess it is related, but so imagine you have a kind of a directory to show product types, let's say, and those products have accessories. So those product accessories may be a post type. And when you're editing, so you can enter all your accessories, especially when you have accessories that apply to multiple products. And that's another thing. Relationships, you have one-to-one relationships, one-to-many relationships, many-to-one relationships, and many-to-many relationships. And that maybe I should have touched on that, but I'll be honest. I mean, I probably can't wrap my head fully around all that anyway. I'm probably not the best person to attempt to explain that. But this was a mini to mini, I think, because a blaster pistol can be associated with many ghost gears, and a ghost gear item can be associated with many Star Wars weapons. I think that's right. But anyway, back to the products and accessories analogy. You could have your custom post type directory of accessories, and then when you're adding your products and building out your product database, as you enter your product data, you could then use a relationship field to relate product accessories to each product and then output them the way we just built. So that's where stuff like that to me comes in handy. It's a much more efficient way of managing your content and thinking of it in terms of data, a database. Yeah. So anyway, I'm Addison. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this is helpful. I'm sorry I'm all over the place. Happy Friday. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. We're really close to 500 subscribers. I know that's not a lot compared to so many other YouTube things out there, but this started as a fun thing to do, and man, it's been fun to get feedback and to have conversations with people who are finding these helpful. I'm learning a lot. I hope you're learning a lot. Um, Leave me more comments. Let me know what you'd like to see. If this is, kind of the do you like the deep dive kind of stuff, this going off the beaten path, or would you like to see some more PHP stuff, JavaScript? Do you want to have more code conversations? So anyway, leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. And you guys have a great weekend. See you next week.